Okay, so once you have everything added up, um, and that's going to be like your expected spending. Um, Essentially, it's your budget. So you'll have your take-home pay, not your gross. So if you make let's just say $12,000 a year, that's $1,000 a month, but that's not after taxes and all the deductions that occur there. So you want to take your monthly take-home pay, um, and then subtract your added up budget. Okay, if you're over, which means you got a positive number, right? So 100 minus 50. If you have 50 left over, then that's your leftover. You want it to be zero, but again, this is for just for our fast to find out how much we can actually have left over at the end of the month, and like what is unnecessary. So once you have that number, we'll shift over and we'll kind of utilize this. Actually, no, we'll see this at the end of the month. So you have everything budgeted, and it's like, okay, cool. So we're over. So we definitely have enough money this month. Then at the end of the month, I'd say probably a day before the end. So if it's like January 31st, so we're going to want to do on January 30th, kind of go through this and look and see how much you spent. Most of our categories this month are going to be accounted for: bills, debt payments, and things like that. But let's just say that on a normal month, if you were budgeting for entertainment, right, you were wanting to go out, you heard rumors that y'all were going to go out and get together with friends and go eat dinner or bowl or something. If that fell through, then that money for entertainment's still there. And so you would have how much you spent from each category or from each item. So the more zeros that are there means the more money you have at the end of the month. But it's not a big deal. It's just at the end of the month, you're going to want to see how much you spent in those categories, if you went over or under, and see if you can adjust them. Again, this month, probably not going to have a lot of zeros there because it should just be bills and things of that sort. Oh, I guess groceries. Groceries could be one that might fluctuate. Okay. Next is our allocated spending plan. This is going to be your paycheck by paycheck. This is where you're really going to utilize the calendar. Okay, you're going to go through and mark your paydays, figure out what bills or whatever else is going to be spent during that time, and then and break it out. So, like I mentioned, we get paid 4 times in a month. So, we go through week by week. For all intents and purposes, we're going to go through 1 week, but you technically could do that. You should do this by the month, but again, just for this, we'll do 1 week at a time. And it should be broken out in the same categories as your monthly cash flow. And so, for example, for charity, tithes and other charity, 2 separate line items. So your tithes, you find out when that goes. For me, it's every Sunday after my paycheck, after my payday. So we're not going to mark that for Jadali's pay week. We'll mark it for my pay week. Other things, we kind of separate when we pay or when we allocate money for our different insurances. So like I mentioned before, jewelry and renters, we do that throughout the year. But we don't do it every paycheck. We identified some of the paychecks that we were more money heavy on, and we took those and just kind of split them out. So like each one gets, do we pay them once a month? Each one gets money once a month. Mm-hmm. So for jewelry insurance, we just do 12 payments. So we do one on, let's say, the first week, and then renters insurance will be done on the third week or whatever it is. I don't know right now. And again, things like this month, you should just have single payments, except for groceries. You know, you're going to want to pull your grocery money out for what you need for the week, for the pay period. So we'll go through and write these down. Tithes and charity are later in the month. For the first week, we actually only have rent to be paid. And so, because we split that into 4 payments throughout the month, we have the money when the first comes, so we don't have to like scramble. But for the first week of January, we really only have rent and water. That goes here.
Oh yeah.
But actually, not that. We don't have anything. Today, I don't have to get any money out of her paycheck, y'all. And that's something else you need to identify. Let me see this real quick. So if you see all the yellow highlights, Friday through Thursday is a pay period for us. So you can imagine Friday up here in December to Thursday. We probably had some things in December, but we obviously can't see that. But we have nothing here for this pay period. Let's look at the next pay period. So Friday, we got a couple things here and a whole lot more. So look at that. And so your paycheck, your allocated spending for some pay periods might differ each paycheck. So that's why we get the calendar out and we put everything out so we can see it in as a whole for, all right, this paycheck, are we going to have to move some money around? Are we going to have to see if we can defer something? Or, I don't know. This month it should be a lot easier because we're not doing a lot of things we normally do. But definitely look at that. Okay, if you normally drive up to Oklahoma for, I don't know, take a hike or something, if that's like your weekly getaway, you might try to find something different so you can save some gas on that. You could go find something local, or whatever. But yeah, so make sure you have the calendar broken out. All the important items, things that you're gonna, when they go out or around when they go out, and the amounts, if you have the amounts. Then that's it. After that, it's just self-control. Discipline and making sure that, oh, well, I can just eat out Chick-fil-A one time. It won't hurt nothing. Oh, I can just do this. Oh, those shoes are on sale. Oh, whatever, right? Coworkers are going out. Use your I get in trouble for this, but like use your brain, use your own judgment of what you need and what you don't need. And again, this is going to be support community driven, so we just wanted to provide some guidance. A suggestion, let's say, a suggestion on how we do things. If you have any questions, put it in the comments, post about it, whatever. And if you have anybody else that you think that could benefit from this, share the group with them, tell them about it, get people in here. Because in all honesty, this is after we took Financial Peace, and we've done this for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
For just about 2 years, and
2.5.
2.5 years, sorry. And it's been phenomenal, being in control of your money and being able to tell it where to go and being able to reap the benefits of like not really stressing about stuff. It's just, and it's in our hearts to be able to share that with people, young, old, whatever, even your kids. You can teach your kids how to budget because I didn't have a concept of money when I was younger. And I wanted to say I probably didn't have a concept of money until I probably graduated high school. But it's just for all ages. You learn to budget your money. You can budget your time. You can budget you discipline yourself into meal planning to where you understand you just learn the discipline in different areas of your life. So anyway, hope you learned something. I look forward to learning something and we look forward to collaborating with you guys.